praises to the Most High YAHAWAH. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Shalom, all praises. Everything's good, brothers and sisters. Shalom. We're about to begin. Please click the like button so we can begin this study, another lesson. Oh, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Shalom. Oh, I am out of water. I only got a scarce side of water here. Shalom, brothers. Shalom, shalom, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here, man. We're all going to study, brothers and sisters. 2 Timothy 2:6-15. Study to show thyself approved. Yes, sir. We have a lot we're going to study. The Most High hands is upon all nations, applauding, snoring, and howling. Yeah. The Most High is in the midst of all nations, brothers and sisters. You're watching Texas, brothers. The bills of the people. One woman showed a bill. She got a $17,000 worth of electrical bill or light bill. This is unbelievable, brothers. Okay, the wrath of the Father is upon the wicked. You will not get away from this, brothers. I don't care. People out there are now trying to call themselves Israel. People are hiding their identity now. For all of a sudden, nobody wanna be the other nation. Everybody wanna be us. We all Israel now. Yes. For some reason right now, if I said we all Israel, we all now. Yeah, a lot of people are running away. Don't be calling me this. Don't be calling me a Edomite. There's no, all the Edomite died out. All the Ishmaelite died out. You think that's how it is? You think Father is as simple as you are? There's no more physical Israel. It's a spiritual Israel. Is that what that is now? Censoring your words can overthrow what the Most High say, brothers and sisters. Oh, somebody sent me a video, one of those pastors, talking about like how spiritual Israel going to be, the remnant of the spiritual of God's children. Oh, for some reason now, brothers, for some reason now, Satan doesn't have any children. So the children of Cain, is that what that is? The children of Cain, the spirits still not lingering on this earth? Brothers, it's always two sides. When Adam and Eve ate that fruit, it split the seed into righteousness and wickedness. The seed of Seth, the seed of Cain, the seed of Jacob, the seed of Esau, the seed of Abraham, the seed of Nimrod. That's what it is. All of a sudden now, nobody want to be the seed of Nimrod now. Everybody come from the seed of Abraham. Everybody's a Hebrew now. Nobody's cut off. Everybody's spiritual Israel now. What's going on here? I see that fellow Sid Raff, that fellow guy was all over talking about spiritual Israel. We all going to be saved. The one that's not going to be saved, or the one that that don't believe. All of a sudden now, all you need to be saved is a belief. I believe this. I truly believe that. Oh, hell no, brothers. I was watching some stuff in Texas. It's very painful, brothers. These women, a light bill come up to 1,000, another to 10,000, brothers. You see how those cutthroats, those heathens are, man. Cutthroat, man. Cutthroat. Cutthroat, man. $1,000. One of them was 7,000. One woman, she said she got a power for like one day. They charge her $500, brothers. Oh yes, brother Phil, I got the email about that band. I used to heard about them back then. The oh, what's the name again? I think they were a rival of Def Leppard. Any last those guys. Sticks. Even the River Sticks. Grand Illusion. Yeah, yeah. That's what that is, man. Now people's eyes are open and they see what those guys were talking about ages ago is real. All right, brothers and sisters, things are getting really, really bad out there. Really bad, man. And a lot of people are getting pissed off at that fellow, Ted Cruz. And I'm like, why are you people all really pissed off at this guy? He didn't do anything. You elected him and then he swagger jack you. And hey, man, don't blame this man. He went in Mexico to vacation. Stay away from all that freeze and frozen madness, man. The hell, you can't blame this man. You know. So yeah, you people are blaming that guy, man. He went on a vacation. So what's up with that? I wanted to go on the vacation too, brothers. I asked the Most High Father, should I go on a vacation? Say, no, wait, my son. You're gonna have 1,000 years of vacation, brothers. This isn't no joke. The sun is down where I'm at. I know somewhere in California it's not down yet. We will sanctify the fast while we are going to the story, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us. Yep, it sucks to be you, man. I'm Ted Mother Loving Cruz, man. You people shall eat cake. Go eat cake, man. I'm Ted Cruz. I'm going to go to Mexico, go to Zona Norte, go to the red light district, and then enjoy myself. I'm Ted Mother Loving Cruz. Yes, sir. Yeah, too bad. There's only one governor, and then it's me. Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't care, man. I don't care. Yeah, the Sticks lyrics is something else, man. The Grand Illusion. That's wow. It's beautiful, brothers, sisters. Um, we are going to read. We halfway done with this book. We halfway done. Okay. I think by the time we're done with the fast, we should be able to be finished with this, brothers. Yeah. Somebody get that. Get Marie Antoinette. Famous quote. Get it in French. Get it in English. Put it somewhere. Put it somewhere because we will use this. Once we go into this book, we will use this, brothers. Now, we're going to talk about the death of Goliath. Well, the battle between Goliath of Gath. I put Goth, but of Gath and David of Bethlehem. Brothers, those things happen because those people, they knew Saul as that dark spirit upon him. You're going to see, brothers, that Saul is a massive narcissist, brothers. It's amazed me, brothers, how the Messiah showed you like Saul. Not only he did not feel sorry for what he did to old man Samuel, Saul want everything for himself. True narcissist. Yeah. Saul was a massive scumbag, brothers. We are about to begin in less than 30 seconds, brothers. I'm trying to. This could be, before one, if you have to go to work tomorrow or anything like that. So, it's going to be 2 hours at the least. I'm running low on water, man. Kids, man. I'm gonna call and get some more brothers and sisters. Let us do this. Let us. Oh, I forgot to put. Again, at any moment, somebody will knock on the door, and I have to go ahead and do stuff and things like that, and then go see who that person is, and things like that. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Please click the like button. Let us begin. This is the story of Goliath versus David. Goliath of Gath versus David of Bethlehem. Now, this is Abbasis, the ambassador, writing to the king Belus in Assyria. So this is letter 8 for those of you. Letter 8. All right. We will touch back on what we said yesterday. All right. This is second paragraph. Okay. You will remember what you know what. You will remember that we left the youthful David at the school of the prophet in Ramah. But when they heard that his three older brothers had gone to the wars and that fourth was healed, having been severely torn by a wolf, he requests of the seer permission to go to see how it fared with the whole man, his family, his father, and if his service were needed by him. The prophet please with his filial feeling, grant his request and dismiss him with his blessing. Now, David was in the school of the prophet because that was the Most High plan. He concealed the whole oil pull upon his head to anointing him. They thought they anointed him to be a prophet, but in reality, they anointed David to be a king. The only guy that knew this was Eli. Eli was there. The moment Eli saw that him as a Levite, he understood that was a coronation. You understand the same moment, brothers and sisters, when the same moment the last drop of oil came out of that horn, the Holy Spirit, the glory of God, moved from Saul and transferred to David in an instant. Saul died that day. He died. All right. Now we got that turn in. Saul died that day, brothers. He didn't. Saul died. His soul is trapped in the body, and then there's a dark spirit fighting him. Saul keeps seeing people. That is true. He keeps seeing people. He keeps arguing with them. So now David was in the school, and then he heard one of his brother was torn by a wolf, and then he got sick. His father want to see him, and then his three brothers, Big Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah, they went to war. They went to the war to go get there to fight Goliath, the Philistine, because Goliath spent 40 days, brothers, and 40 evening harassing the Hebrew, calling them out. 40 days. That is why it is very important, brothers and sisters, while we're on this 40 days fight. For some reason, the number 40 is very important to the Most High. After 40 days, the Most High killed Goliath. Okay? So, well, he didn't really eat during these 40 days, though. He didn't really eat, though. I'm not gonna say he was fasting, but he didn't really eat. So now David went to see his father. Okay, this is a refreshment. All right. I desire to hear from thy brethren in the camp of Saul. Late a small sheaf wagon with provision. So again, that's just oops. Okay. Now, David took a Canaanite servant and a wagon. They load them up with things. Give me a second. They load them up with things, with provision. The father say, "Here's provision for Joab." You know, Joab was a straight dude, a straight warrior. That dude that don't give up. He will say it right to your face. And then he bought provision for Joab, Shammah, Eliab, and Abinadab. So David was the guy who came into a home, take all of the stuff. Father said, "David, go over there, go to the army of the king. Make sure you deliver those food and provision, victuals to your brothers. But don't go in that war, my son. You too precious. You're now a priest." David wasn't a Levite, brothers. Now you know our people didn't really. Most of our people did not know how things work, and quote unquote, in the government of our people. They did not know. They should have known that David could not be a priest because he was from the tribe of Judah. He could not be a priest. But the Levite, they never revealed that. So the father said, "David, now that you're a priest, I'm proud of you. Your life belongs to God. Don't go out there and go to war." And David like, all right, I won't do this. So he took the stuff and he go to the camp. Now, when he got to the camp, this is where we're going to pick up where we were. When he got to the camp, the sentry, okay, the sentry is one of those guys that, one of those guard of Saul army. The sentry came in, they opened the way for him, and then they asked him who he is. He said, "I'm David of Bethlehem." Okay, so I am going to see my brothers Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah, and also Joab. So the sentry said, "Coming in." Now, when and he was directed by the sentry to the part of the camp where his brethren stood, and the thousands of Joab. He found their phalanx and came and saluted his brethren and made known to them upon what errand he had come. They frowned at him first, but gladly accept what he had told them he had bought in his carriage, and speedily sent out to have the provision taken in. So when David brothers hate him. They hate David brothers and sisters. His own family, brother. They hate him because he was humble. They hate him because he was anointed priest, because that's what they taught. Those are the people, brothers and sisters, that the Most High was talking to. Those are the so-called Israelites that went way too far. They went they went way too far, brothers. Those are David brothers, our brothers. They go somewhere, they mix with a bunch of heathens and Gentiles. They mix with a bunch of heathens, and their children, when they come back to us, we look at them like, "Yo, you are Gentiles. We do not recognize you." Say, "Yeah, well, my father was Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah, David brothers." We're like, "Yeah, but you look like a freaking Gentiles. So you are Gentiles." Those are the people. They are the chosen Gentiles. In fact, they are Israelites. Okay, those are the people. They hate David, and then they will show you how those guys, how they went astray. So the brothers look upon David. Eliab was the biggest one. Eliab looked upon David, and then he laughed at David, and they were making fun of David, brothers. Okay, so David said, "What's going on?" And then when they see David bought food, wine, and well, real cake and stuff like that, and then they just run, start tearing things up, and start eating. And then they touch David's head, like the little brother, like, "Hey man, thanks man for bringing us this." While they were talking with him about home and their father, he was surprised to hear a voice like a man, yet loud as a lion. War. While at the same time, the Israelite soldiers around him manifest a disposition to fly. But their fierce young captain Joab, with his spear in his hand, swore by the ark of the Lord that he would slay the men that fled. Nevertheless, from the battalion, great numbers retreated, Saul afraid. David looked around when he see the strange and terrific voice, and beheld the Philistine champion Goliath of Gath came forth upon the plain and out of his army, and stand thereof, and defied the armies of the living God, and calling upon Saul to send him a man to fight. When the young shepherd had listened this word, he asked those about him. So when David was talking to the guy, he was talking about home and stuff like that. He had a loud voice, like a loud lion roar. And then he turned. It's like, what's going on? So everybody wanted to run because it was Goliath, the giant, came back again. He wanted to challenge the Israelites, the army. And then those cowards that was with Joab, they tried to run. And then Joab pulled up his sling. He said, one of you, Joab was that straight dude, man. Joab was that Negro you really don't want to mess with. Joab pull up a lance, a spear, say, one of you Negroes run out there, I'll kill you right there on the spot. Stand your ground, man. Hold the line. Any one of you scumbag one, I swear I'll nail you like that time I nailed that rat with the high speed. I'll nail you, scumbag. And everybody just, okay. They calm down because Joab was going to kill them. Some of our men, brothers, they were warriors to the core. Ever since they came out of that porthole, they were warriors. Like Abner and Joab. Yeah. Joab tell them straight up, man, one of you Negroes, man, run there. I'll run this spear straight off your ass. All right. So, now, David come up and David said, what happened? Who is this guy? And then Goliath came in and then he walked up over there and then, he start talking Hesh because there's a river bank that separate them and Goliath start talking. And then he said, and then he asked them and David said, who is this son of Anak? David said, who is this son of Anak? Doth he does defy the king and all his hosts? The brothers look at him and say, he have done that, for 40 days. For 40 days he has defied Israel, the king and the Lord of hosts. No man can stand before him, they replied to him. And the king hath made a proclamation, saith a man of Judah, that the man who killeth him shall be enriched with great riches, marry the king's daughter Michal, and all his family shall be free nobles and princes in the land. Saith the king so, exclaimed David. What said he? That the man who slew him and stuff like that. And David said, who the hell is this guy coming over there and defy Israel? Well, is that anybody gonna do something? He say, yeah, that's Goliath of Gath, man. This Negro don't play, man. He been doing this for 40 days. And then he's in there, he's defying us and stuff. And David said, what happened? So no man can beat this guy? Say, yeah, he defied the army, he defied Saul, the king, and he defied the living God. And David said, what? He defied the living God? And then he said, yeah. And then Saul made a proclamation. Any man that can beat this giant fellow, not only I will make this man the richest man, I will give him my daughter, the fairest one, the beautiful one, Michal. David and Michal already met. David bought Michal a little farm. So Michal is like, again, brothers, forgive me. I never read one book that I read one of those princesses. They were behaving like princesses. No. And Michal was called a virgin, which means a young woman in that time. Okay. Doesn't mean she wasn't sexually inexperienced. All right. So David said, the king said that? Said, yeah. And then he went over there. It's like he walked over there. So he walked over there. Okay. Okay, so shall it be done by the king. Oh, yeah. If thou goest back to Jesse, thy father, tell him not, young man, that thou sawest the army of Israel put fear and stuff like that. So, okay. All right. We know not. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. All right. So now, brothers. And David like, yo, what's going on? Well, let me go see with the king. So they and the brother stopped David and said, David, if you go back to Jesse, don't let Jesse, your father, know the way the armies are going, the way things are going, because folks at home don't know the whole thing that's going on. They think everything is going well, but it's not it's not going too good for us. Don't say anything. And David said he come up to David let me see. David go to the he went to the guy. He asked, what about Saul? Is Saul all right? He said, no, Saul still got that because Saul turned into a zombie, brothers. Saul turned into a zombie. Saul was a dead man. When the ambassador removed Saul hand and look at Saul's face and say, good Lord, I should have never looked at this man. Okay? All right? Okay, we know how. Okay, all right. What is what thou was So David was keep asking question. David keep asking question, and then Eliab the proud. Eliab said, "What is that D stripling?" Somebody describe the word stripling. I'm not. Oops. Stripling. Is that what that is? Define that word, stripling. Running low on water again. Eliab cried, what the hell is that for you, man? Eliab was a bully who was bullying David. He was David's older brother, but he was a bully. All right. So he said, what is that to thee, stripling? What the king will reward with? Cry angrily, he'll held his brother Eliab. His eye kindled with scorn. Comest thou either to do him battle, boy? With whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know the pride of thy vain heart. Thou didst come only to see the battle, from thou hast ever to comest indeed to play the soldier. Go back and fight the walls and chases the cunies of the rocks. What is this to these, proud boy? What is the king offer? So, stripling, wow, a young man. Okay, when I ask to define, brothers, I just need the definition. The adjective and pronouns, it's just too much. Stripling, a youth, a young man. So, stripling is a youth, and adolescent, a youngster, a teenager. So, Eliab was like the biggest one. He was the bully of the family. He bullied David. So, David, take this to David, man. Get down out of here, man. What's up with you? So, you come here to fight this man? Get out of here, man. We all look at me. I'm big. Look at we all here. So what is it to you? You want to know what the king is saying? What's up with you, Negro? You little ash, you little cake. Get out of here, man. Go home, man. Go play with the wolves and the sheep. You shepherd. Go play your little girly music and stuff. Leave this here, man. There's no place for you to complain, soldier. He was a bully. He bullied David. And then his other brothers start laughing at David. Okay, they start laughing. Ah, ha, 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 ha. David, man, get out of here. Just because Samuel put some little oil in your head and stuff like that, you're nothing, Negro. We know you're a proud Negro of coming over here and act like you're something because you kind of like a priest. You're nothing, man. Now get out of here. Go play with your little up like a girl. Leave this to us men of war. His own brother. Here they were laughing. If there is none to step before me, meet this blasphemer of God and defile of Israel, I will go. David look at his brothers. He said, if there is none of you that's gonna fight this guy that came over here, and defied the God of Israel in the name of the God, the living God of Adam, Abraham, Isaac, I will fight him. And everybody said, turn around and say, you? Ah, they start laughing at David. They start like, man, look at this little Negro, man. You going to fight this guy? Yo, you can't even fight me. How in the hell you going to fight that giant monster? Because Goliath wasn't like a human looking guy. He was a freaking monster. He was a giant monster like men. All right? And they say like, yo, Goliath will... from you marching to Goliath, he won't even see you. You so little and stuff like that. You so little. Okay? And then David come up. He said, I, David, son of Jesse of Bethlehem, I will take this challenge. And then he said, go tell the king. And then the brother said, hey, man, what the hell is wrong with you? You're going to get killed. David said, that's none of your business. And then he walk up. And then they run to Saul. And then they told Saul, there's a warrior out there that want to take the challenge. And Saul jumped out of his bed. You know, Saul was like, oh, you know, he said, he been doing like this for 40 years, for 40 days, brothers. He laying 40 days. He never ate anything and stuff. So when they say somebody, Saul jumped, like, bring that Negro to me. Bring him. Yeah. So they run and go get David. And then when they are bringing David, you know, David is all scrawny and stuff. He looked good, but he's a kid. He had a beard, though. He had a beard. So David come up, you know, and stuff like that. And then Saul was waiting for some other giant dude. And then you see a little boy came in. And then Saul was like, what the hell is this? That's a kid. You're a teenager. Are you mocking me? You're a teenager. You cannot fight this guy. Saul was angry. Saul coming, he put his hand on his shoulder and said, my son, I admire your courage, man. But you're a kid. You can't fight this guy. You can't. And David look at Saul and say, I'm not going to fight him. My God going to fight him and he's going to give me victory. And then Saul look at him. Saul say, what did you say? He said, yes. Couple days ago, 2 years ago, my king, I was guarding my sheep and there was a lion and a bear that came into me. They were trying to eat my sheep. I killed both of them. I killed the bear, then I killed the lion. Just like the Lord give me the victory over the bear and the lion, I will go ahead and kill that son of a bitch that defiled the God of Israel. And then the king look at David. Saul look at David, he smiled. He said, you are very courageous, my boy. Come, give him the armor and say, I will grant you this challenge, man. He said, I will grant you this challenge. This kid got balls. This kid is strong. He said, this kid is good. And then everybody start like, okay, all right, but he's going to die. So they went in there and then they bring Saul army. You know, Saul was like a giant himself. Saul was like 6, 7, 8 feet tall. Saul was big. Saul was huge. David was probably 5 feet. I would say David was like 5 feet tall. He was like a young little boy, man. So they came in, they start putting the armors upon David. And then the armors are so big, they put the helmet on David. David almost fell because the helmet is so big. And they put the whole armor. David like, yo, I keep moving this thing, man. And then he looked at the king and said, King, if it is please you, can I go fight this guy with what I have? Because I can't, because this thing way too big. And then the king like smiley said, remove it. So they removed the armor. So David have like his stuff. He had a staff and he had a slingshot. Okay, they didn't specify, brothers. He had a slingshot. But again, in the movie, they show you he had this slingshot that he 12. But they got slingshot. He put the rock in it and put this, like an arrow. So because we are telling the story, we'll take the one that like the slingshot that looked like the Y and stuff like that. So David went there and then he coming to face Goliath. All right, he's working. Let me see. There you go. So, and then David is walking in the midst of the people. David is walking, he's about to go confront Goliath. And everybody was like, what the hell is going on? This kid, he's going to get himself killed. Yo, kid, are you out of your mind? This is Goliath been turned back. They say, who is this? And Jonathan heals some stuff. Jonathan, he got hurt. They threw the spear, the javelin at his arm. So Jonathan was in his state. He had a commotion. And then he get out there and he start looking, said, what's going on here? They said there's a youth boy here about to face Goliath. So Jonathan looked and then he saw David walking up all like a warrior is about to kick some stuff and taking name. And Jonathan's crew said, what? He started crying. It's like, this is David. Go quickly. He told Abbasis, he said, go quickly. Give me a second. Man, yeah, hang on. Thank you. So Jonathan was like, oh my God, Jonathan started crying. He said, David, he's about to get himself killed. He told the ambassador, quick, go get him. And the ambassador went in charge, said, David, what are you doing? You're going to get yourself killed. This dude going to kill you. David said, by the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I will not die. He will die. And then while David is walking, he picked up some stone, brothers and sisters. Understand this. David picked up some stone, he put it in his pocket, and he continued to work. And everybody was like, what's up? Some dude say he's going to run, some say he's going to die, some say the moment he see Goliath, he's going to run. So David came up, he picked up the gauntlet that Goliath threw. Whoever picked up the gauntlet picked up the challenge. So David picked up the huge ass gauntlet with two hands and left it and throw it. And then he said, I defy you, scumbag. Come here and I will kick your ass with my godlike power. Hey, Goliath, look. Hey, Goliath could not see who said this because David was so small. Okay, so, all right. I'm going to get some more. Thank you. All right. There you go. That's better. Much better. Much better. All right. So, all the Philistine army saw David approaching. They started warring, and then everybody like chanting. They're like, okay, somebody accept the challenge. So David is walking towards Goliath, and Goliath could not perceive. He looking for who picked up who. He just saw his stuff move, and then he actually see David coming towards him. Goliath say, wherefore comes thou, boy? Saith called Goliath, and his loudest tone deepened by rage. Doth Saul mock me by sending some message by thee to me? Go and tell Saul, the Lord of Gath holds speech only with male warriors. So Goliath thought he was like a messenger. Goliath did not think he was coming here to fight him at all. Goliath got angry. He said, what the hell is this? They sent a freaking messenger to give me Tell Saul, I only receive messengers by messengers of war. Get this kid out of here. And then David come up, he say, yo, I'm not a messenger, man. I'm here to kick your ass. And then Goliath start laughing. And then they mock David. Goliath say, are you out of your freaking mind? Are you out of your freaking mind? You come, wait, Goliath turned around and say, Negroes, look at this little Negro right here. He came in, I thought you were a messenger. And David say, no, I am a warrior and I came here because you mock my God. I'm here to kill you. So God say, may the curse of Dagon and Baal light on thee. I call for a man to fight with, and Saul sendeth me one more feet to dance with women. Cursed be thou by my God. So Goliath actually told him, Yo, I still saw to bring me a warrior. He bring me a guy, one of those sissy little guy that good to dance with women, one of those cheerleader men, one of those men that secretly wear panty. F you by my God, and they start laughing at David. Goliath start cursing David. He said, man, go dance with some women, man. This is not for you. It's big. What a disrespect. And then David say, well, if you want to really find out, come, get some. And they were talking, brothers. They were saying words. David, fearless and could continue to approach him when the giant, as is scorning any fear of him, sat down upon a rock in the plain and said, come to me, and I will give thee thy flesh unto the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the field. In my hand thou wilt be as a lamb in the grass of a lion. So Goliath, he didn't even take David for a challenge. He just approached and sit on a rock on a Jew. He said, come, boy. You'll be in my hand like a freaking lamb in the jaw of a lion. I'll tear you apart. Just come. And then David is approaching him. Okay? David said, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, who thou hast defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee and take thine head off thee, and I will give the carcasses to those of the Philistine this day unto the fowls of the air and the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know there is a God of the armies of Israel. All these Philistines and Israelites shall know that the Lord saveth not with the sword and spears, for the battle is the Lord. He will give it unto thee and to our hands. That's David, man. Little David, brothers and sisters. All men had huge. All praises to the Most High, brothers and sisters. All praises, man. The battle is not yours. All praises. All praises to the Most High. David walk up to him, man. David say, listen, little Negro, man, I'm not scared of you. By the God of my father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the living God, I will kill you. And I will cut off your head, and I will give your dead body to the wild beasts over there. And David is approaching him. Those words so greatly enraged the Philistine. Okay, the Philistine like, what? You going to, what? And then everybody starts to they start talking harsh because David starts saying stuff, and then the Goliath get mad. He said, what the hell did you say? You're going to kill Goliath of Gath. And Goliath stayed up. And then Goliath is running toward David, and David's running towards Goliath. And then Goliath is running full speed, giant speed. And then David is running toward Goliath. All right? And everybody from both sides are shaking. People are trembling. And then some people say, David going to run. The side of David say, David going to run. The Philistines say, go, Goliath, go, kill that mother of a cow. Goliath is running toward David's full speed, like a freaking, he's charging like a freaking bull. David is running toward Goliath, and then he put in his hand, he put a rock, he put it in a sling. David stopped, and then he put it, bang, bow, right in his head. Goliath fell. Goliath stopped and then fell face down. Boom. And then there was a silence. Both armies silent. And David stopped and looked at Goliath, and he breathed and he walked. He walked on the Goliath. He pulled Goliath's sword, cut off his head, and take the head and lift it up. And there was a loud shout from the Israelites. Yeah! And David rolled the head. The Philistine like, what happened? Brothers, the rock that the rock was Abedel, okay? There was an archangel. When David picked up the rock, he picked up the angels. When he shot the angels, that was Abedel, that went straight up and hit Goliath in the head. Goliath was so big, he didn't die though. The rock actually stunned him. The rock knocked his ass out. And then he fell. When David cut off his head, that's when he died. And David took the head And then David pulled the sword, and then his brothers, Eliab, Shammah, he took 3 men, brothers, to lift the sword. At this moment, everybody, and then David look at the army, and then he raised his hand, the whole army shouted. Next thing you know, the whole Israelite camp run after the Philistine, and all the Philistines, whole ass, they all run. They all run, brothers and sisters. David is walking towards them, and then Saul saw the whole thing. Saul jumped. The evil spirit went out of Saul. Everybody started clapping, and David is dragging the head, because the head of this mother lover was big, man. Brothers, this is what it takes, brothers. Let me tell you what it takes, brothers. When those guys, okay, as there was no sword in David, okay, okay, all right. Okay, the whole army of the Hebrew, the guy, this is Abbas telling the story, what he saw. Abbas is like, yo, those guys run, and then the Hebrew army start chasing them, killing them. And then those guys are running. And then after 1 hour, you don't see the armies anymore. The Hebrews are killing them in whatever plane they were. All right? And then, brothers, after the death of the Philistine, Abner found the hero in my pavilion within Jonathan's, forgetting his wound, and I went with Joab and others had brought him, having hastened to meet him, and he was returned from the plain with the head of Goliath and the hand of his sword in his other hand. The prince embraced him on meeting, weeping with joy, and again and drew him to his heart. Eliab and Abimadab, his now proud brothers, come with us and took up the head to carry after David, and Shammah bore the giant sword. So what's happening here? David come back to see the guys. He come back to see Abbas and Jonathan. And Jonathan saw him and run and hug him and start crying. He said, bro, man, you almost died, man. That was a magnificent. And David brothers, now Joab, Eliab, Abimadab, and Shammah, and then they're like, oh, they're proud, they're like, that's our little brother right here, man. We trained this little Negro, man. We love him, man. We raised this guy ever since he was a kid, man. We show him, man. That's our little Negro right here. And everybody was like, yo, that's your brother. I said, yeah, that's our brother, man. Yeah, he won this fight because we trained him and stuff like that. Look at him, little bro. He's our little brother. You know, scumbag, man. Yeah, scumbags. And all of a sudden, brothers, they're proud. They are so proud. And Eliab just run and then grabbed the Goliath sword. He like, yeah, that's a sword. My brother did this. I showed him how to do these things. And then he was bringing the sword. So after the great wave of battle and had swept over the plain, parting the giant headless body, that's Abbas, the ambassador, the heathen speaking, I dispatched some of my men at arms with Jonathan's to strip the dead companion of his armor, and he's buried on his tent. That's another rule of law. Spoil, go to the victor. The victor had the spoil. Give me the real quote, brothers. The victor of the spoiling to goes to the victor. That was a take the weapon, take the grab and stuff. And Abbas sent some of his bodyguard with Jonathan and say, hey, go get what this giant have. And everybody run to Goliath. Brothers, this is what happened. It took 4 men to carry his coat of mail. 4 men, brothers and sisters. When they say 4 men, men at arms, giant men, he took 4 dudes, 4 strong dude to carry that guy coat, to carry Goliath coat. 4 men. It took 3 to carry his spear and his staff. It took 3 men to lift the spear that Goliath had, brothers. When they say men, they don't mean boys. They say 3 men have to lift up the spear that he has. 2 men to lift up his helmet, brothers. The guy, the helmet, his casque, it takes 2 men to lift it up, to carry it, to bring it, brothers. That's how huge that mother lover was, man. 2 men to lift up the helmet that he has. While his target of brass and shield were a heavy load for 3 men. He took 3 other men to lift up the shield that the shield was way too heavy for 3 men. Such, your majesty, was the monster slain by this fearless youth. What a godlike hero. In Assyria, he would have been ranked with the warlike gods, yet how modest after his victory. He blushed when I praised him. Brother, he took up, but usually, if you kill, well, I never kill anyone, but if you kill somebody, brothers, one person can take off your clothes, your shoes, and stuff. That person is gone. It took at least 7 men to take everything that Goliath was on him. And they stripped him naked. And David come up. David walk up in there, brothers. Like nothing happened. He come up like, he just come up, he just get some ice cream. He just came in and he was laughing with the guys and stuff. And the guys like, David, you're a great warrior. I said, come on, man. That was all the Lord, man. And things like that. Okay, so the fall of the Philistine amazed the king. And then Saul was like, do my eyes deceive me? Is the champion down? Saul could not believe it. Down, O king, and the youth feet upon his neck, cry 100 voices. So everybody was like he killed it, he killed. Saul could not believe his eyes. Well, what Saul see? Okay? And then there he goes, brothers and sisters. There he goes with Saul, man. Saul was like, yes, I won. Yes, I won. The mother lover says Saul is mad. I got this. So what? Then God is still on my side. Saul say, God still fight for us. You know? And I am not cast forever. Saul was like, yes, yeah, I will rule forever. I knew I was going to win this, man. I knew this. I knew I was going to win this. God is not against me. I won this. Israel, look at me. Right? I'm Saul, mother lover. S-A-U-L. What is that spell? David. Who said that? Oh, I was just talking about David next to you. Oh, David and stuff. Saul was a massive narcissist. All right. He was a narcissist, brothers. So I was like, yeah, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. So he was like, he won. So I was like, he saw, brothers, look, overcome by his emotion, he desired to be led to his tent when he came to himself to send for Abner, his general, and bade him bring the youth conqueror before him. With the head of the Philistine in the hand, David entered his pavilion. And then so he went to his tent. Saul went to his tent, crepe dancing. Saul was like, yo, break dance. He's like, I won, mother. Hey, man, F y'all niggas, man. All y'all niggas were saying that Saul is mad. He ain't gonna be king. God is still with me. Go eat cake. All right? Now I'm gonna be in my tent. You know what? Bring me that boy. Bring me that boy. So they brought David to him. He didn't know if it was David, brothers. And then he asked David, whose son art thou, young man? I saw. David placed the head in front of Saul's feet, and then he kneel like you're supposed to do, and Saul put his head And then they call that kiss. He kisses Saul's hand. He put his head on Saul's hand as it was. Okay? You know, he kissed Saul's hand. He said, I am the son of Jesse, the shepherd of Bethlehem. So I said, wait a minute. Is that you, David? And he said, I'm son of Jesse the Bethlehemite. Then Saul, looking closely at his face, recognized his skillful harpist. And then he's thinking, Saul said, what? Is that you? Because, if Saul knew if it was David from Samuel, he wouldn't accept his help. He wouldn't send him. Because David grew a beard. He could not recognize David. Plus, David was something in his head. He looked different. Okay? So, and yeah, David brought the head in front of Saul. He put the head in front of Saul, and then he kneeled. He kissed Saul's hand. Saul said, listen up. Brothers, this is what you know. But Saul was a massive narcissist, brother. He was a massive narcissist to the core. All right. Saul stand up, say, come, everybody, come here. I'm Saul the king. Y'all niggas know me, right? This kid over here, this boy, come here. He said, let me see. And then he can say he kissed the ring. He said David coming. So David said, let the Lord my king long live and prosper in his kingdom, and let the spirit of wisdom and power rest upon him forever, and let him triumph over all his enemy, and he has over the Philistine this day. So David nearly said, blessed be the king. May the king live forever. May all glories and powers and respect. May the king rules it. And Saul was like, what? You give me all this glory after all of that? Saul said, nah, man, the glory belongs to you, man. He said, come, everybody, listen. Prince Jonathan and David were to his feet, washed forward and fold him. And then Jonathan give him another heart. And then Jonathan smiled and telling to me, brother, I love you, David. I love thee, even if my own soul. Okay? And how you saved my father. Jonathan give him a hug. He was crying. He said, David, I love you, man. I love you, man. You saved my father. I love you with my own soul, man. All right? Please, man, live with us, man. Come, move in with us, man. I'm the prince. My father is the king and Saul. Saul want to show how large he is. This is Saul talking. Saul said, hey. And he said, let me see. Saul said, no. He said something here. Let me see how much it was. Saul. And then Saul said, no, I forbid it. For now on, this kid will be, he said, let me see how much money he gave David. All right. He said he gave David a bunch of money. Let me see. Talent, brothers. Try to defy talents of gold. He said something here. Okay. So David accept. David said, okay, I will live in the palace with the king. So Jonathan was so happy. So he said, man, we're going to become brothers, man. I'm going to show you. And plus, you're going to marry my sister, Mika. So David like, all right. So the young Bethlehemite looks like he was born. So now Jonathan start giving David gifts. He start giving David his armor, everything. He's like, yo, you want my brother now? He's all the king. So I was like, everybody silence. This is the King Saul speaking. This dude here, this guy will be second in command next to my General Abner, my brother. This kid will be in the same rank as Joab. He will be prince. He will be the Lord. All his family is now royalty. All his brothers. Eliab, Shammah, and Abimadab was there. They're like, oh, yeah. They start out there breakdancing and crep dancing like, yeah, our little brother made us Lord and stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get so much cookie with these old things going on and stuff. They start dancing and party. And then he said, David, my son, here, 10 talent of silver and 5 talent of gold. I did a little research. 1 talent equals your side. Okay, it's your weight in gold. So roughly David was at 110 pounds. So they give him 500 and let's say 10 a ton, 900 to 1,000 ton of silver, and then 500 tons of gold. So David was made a billionaire right then and there. Plus they give him the princess. Okay, yeah, it's just like it's weird. So, and now they took David, they lifted up David, praised him, and while they were praising David, Saul was like shouting his name, Saul, Saul, that's right, Saul, yeah, mother lover, Saul. And Saul grabbed his horse, and they're about to go home, brothers. They're about to go ahead and celebrate and all that. All the latter part of the day of the plain was filled with their exulting companies, each man laden with some trophy of victory. So the Israelite army came back. They killed all of those Philistines. They even killed them they went to the place, brothers. They killed them and they brought all the spoil back. They brought all the gold and silvers, everything. They brought all of them back. Yeah. At their approach, the lynxes, wolves, and wild dogs of the desert. This is important, brothers. Please tell me what plague is that. Type this plague while I'm reading this. Type this plague and and the thing. Okay. Let me see. A talent of gold. So $1.4 million for one talent, and he gave David like 100 talent or 500 talent of that. So it's like $500 million plus the silver. It's like $1 billion or something. We really don't know. Somebody and 10 plagues of the apocalypse, please type what plague is that. Now, at their approach, the lynxes, wolves, and wild dogs of the desert with the carrion eagle and vulture, which and clouds cover the plain, devouring the carcasses of the dead, scarcely move aside. So absorbed were they by their voracity. Upon the carcasses of the Philistine giant, I had seen wild beasts and fierce flesh-eating eagles feeding all day, and their savage howling over it, and all they fought with each other reached the camp. How truly be hearing were the words of the youthful Hebrew champions fulfilled. On the third day of the whole army of Saul returned from the slaughter of their foes, having pursued them to the gates of the sacred city Ekron and to Gath and their utmost borders, slaying great numbers of by the way, capturing all the tents, much treasures and horses. All right, and chariots and prisoners in great spoil. Brothers and sisters, this is plague number 7. Wild beasts will be their grave. Goliath didn't even have a funeral. He died there, and a bunch of beasts eat his body, man. Horrible way. Horrible way to die. Yeah. So now, brother, the whole army, you got wild hogs, they're feeding on the body, fighting with each other, eating them. Father gonna brought that back again, man. There'll be so many deaths. You'll see. On the third day, the whole army of Saul returned from the slaughter of their foes, having put. Oh, wait, hey, I already read that. Okay, Saul received them with great honor, and the following day prepared to return to Hebron and triumphal march. It was a grand spectacle to sight of the warlike host winding among the dark wild mountains. There were 5 hours passing the height of which I stood to witness their passage. From all the garrisons, walled towns, citadels, and cities, there come forth the people to welcome the victory of the king and his army. Now the army is coming back home, Saul and his horse dressing, all woof. Saul, like, I'm the king, I gotta show the people. Saul is back, mother lovers. All of your Negro Saul was mad and stuff. Go eat cake, man. And then Saul is approaching on his horse, and the whole people is behind him. He's just like chill on his horses, approaching the city. Now, all the women, brothers, it was customary for the women to welcome them. So now you got all the women, you got Adora, you got Micah, you got all the fair maidens with instruments of musical instruments. They were coming to welcome. Everybody is there, brothers. They're clapping, and then Saul is coming. And David, David sitting on an ass. He's David riding on a little. He was riding an ass or like a horse and stuff like that. Let's read. Oh yeah, Saul was pumped, man. It's like, I'm back, Negro. Mother lover say I got a dark spirit. I'm Saul, Negro. What's up with you? I'm Saul. Okay? Maidens with sounding timbrels and graceful dances welcome the conquerors and preceding them with songs of triumph. Anybody familiar with that word? Rara, R-A-R-A? That's what was going on. The women, they were pretty good at that. So as we approach the gate of Hebron, the prince and David were near Saul, by whose side I also had the honor to ride. The king looked more noble and majestic than I ever seen him. Oh, so damn, man. So I was like, I'm back. Look at me. Hey, all of you scumbag, keep your eyes. I'm majestic. I'm Saul, Negro. And then Saul is riding. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Somebody put the quote of Marie Antoinette in French and also in English. Please put it in there. As we approached the gates of Hebron, the prince and David, his countenance had wholly lost his sadness and wore a proud expression, while his fine eyes were lit up a pleasure. So man, Saul is coming like smiling and full of pride. Woo! So I did all the work, Negro. What's up with you? Make way for the king, scum. You peasant, make way, you know. And then he's coming. He enjoyed the happiness of the people and gave himself up to the excitement of this hour of glory for himself and for his kingdom. Thank you, Brother Phil. Originating in Haiti, Rara is a form of festival music used for street procession. That's what's going on. A fool Rara came in and stuff like that. Saul give himself. Saul like, I own the glory. Hey, mother, everybody, get the hell out of here. Every one of you that says Saul could not do this, can eat cake. Get the hell out of my way. You there, boy. Get out of the way. Yeah. Saul tell everybody, he was so proud coming in the city. And then the maiden coming in and start playing. Everybody start playing music. Like, welcome. And then this what happened. David, with that becoming indifference. Okay, David didn't even care, man. David didn't even care. David was like, it was like a regular day for him. Laissez-leur manger du gâteau, de la brioche. That's what Saul said. Y'all niggas eat cake, man. I'm back. Yeah. Woo. All right. This is Saul. That was Saul. He was a freaking narcissist, brothers. He was a narcissist. That's what he does. David, which has becoming indifferent to public notices which characterize him, rode the side of his friend, pleasantly conversing, and seems to have forgotten that he had performed any unusual feat of valor. So David he didn't even think about what he was just doing normal conversation. He forget about the whole thing. That is why he gave the glory to Saul. He said, Saul, take all the glory, man. You good. I don't have it. Saul said, what? You give me all the glory? I'll take it. He took all of it. So he was going, brothers. Oh, yes. Oh, the pride was up, brothers. And then this is where the Most High going to destroy you, with the pride. At times, he would turn and as his name with that of the king caught his ear and blush and smile to the enthusiastic multitude All of whom had heard of his prowess closely crowd the way of to catch a look at the youthful hero whom had slain the champion. As we came under the towers Hebron, two bands of virgin come the city issue from the portal, one led by Michal, the fair daughter of the king, and the other by Adora, the beautiful princess of Tadmor, if I may term her, your majesty. So they were getting in the city. And then two bands of maidens. Adora, Abbasis has a huge crush on Adora. And Michal. So those two daughters with their friends, they came up and dancing, playing musical. They're like, welcome, we kick their asses and all that. And then as they drew near, they played on timbrel, harps, and cymbals and other instruments of music. Our women were good musicians. Okay, that's why Queen Anakaona was a very good musician. She was a very good dancer and poet. Women don't do things like that anymore. Women don't dance and play musical and then write poetry and dance for men and stuff. They still do, but they do it with a pole in there, and you have to throw some type of monetary fund upon them. All right, brothers and sisters. Now, they are approaching, all right? And they drew near the play of trumpet and all that, and Saul eyes flashes with pleasure as he heard, while David looked at the lovely sight with unusual interest. So Saul see the whole musical, baby, the whole town is coming, brother. Saul was like, yeah, F all of y'all again. I'm back. And Saul is riding. It's like he's laughing and stuff. Yeah. What? Look at me. Look at me. Lovers. All those lovers out there. Look at the women. My daughter over there with her friends and that kid. I don't even know her, but she know me because I'm the king, right? Look at them. Saul is coming. And then the maiden starts singing. Let me see. Unusual interest. Okay. Before we came to them, they had formed each side of the way, while other maidens strew with flesh flowers on the path along with Saul road. Thou see Micah, my sister, dear David, saith the prince in my ear. She's knoweth not yet that she's dying. For thy valor, thou one, what does the color mount the confoundly to thy cheek? Thou hast good claim to claim her, and I will be the first to join your hands when we reach the palace. Hawk, they changed. Define that word, hawk. I didn't define it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that word is. Define it. Okay? Saul is coming. Saul's like, yeah, that's why all your haters, man, he's on his horse coming. All your haters. Saul starts singing, smiling. The women were playing. The women haven't singing yet. They were playing the stuff. Saul, he coming forward. He's like, yeah, that's right. All of your haters were talking bad about my back, especially that scumbag Samuel. Why is it? Why Samuel? That's right, Samuel. I am here. I'm still king. Eat cake, all of that. Look at me. I'm Saul. He's coming. So the women, they start singing. And Jonathan still Hawk is listen. Is that what that is? To pay close attention. Listen. Okay, was that done? Okay, the Hawk listen. Everybody was chanting. Listen, 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 listen. Saul was like, that's right. Listen to the music. And David like, look at Jonathan. And Jonathan said, David, you see there? That's my sister Micah. She's yours now. She doesn't even know it yet. I'll be the first to give her your hand so you can be my brother-in-law. She's your wife now, And so David was like, hey, man, so what's up with that, And then they're writing. We had now come upon the near of the double line of virgins when we distinguish the words. Thus they sing, one company answer the other alternately. Michal and her virgins, her young women, her young friends, Michal was singing, Saul has slain Saul has slain his 1,000. Honor to the King Israel, mighty Lord. And Saul was like, yeah, that's right. I killed 1,000. Look at me. I'm Saul, Negro. Yeah, that's right. That's my daughter right here and his friend singing. Praise me. Praise me, you fool. Praise me. That's right, man. I'm Saul. Yeah, I killed 1,000 men. And then the maiden starts singing. And Adora and her virgins. Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. Slain the Lord of Gath, slain the foal of God. Honor to be David, and honor to the king. Saul has slain his 1,000, David his 10,000. And Micah came in. Hail to the lords of anointed, Israel mighty king. Hail to Israel champion, David, love of God. Saul have slain his thousands, David slain 10,000. Adora, Saul have slain his 1,000, David is 10,000. What? What? The hell they're talking about here, man? What's up with this, man? Saul actually only 1,000, David 10,000. What's up? What am I hearing here? You know, Saul starting to get really dark. Here, that's Abbas is speaking here. He said, here I perceive the king brow blackened. He was full of joy the moment he heard David killed 10,000 and heard Saul become angry. The brow blackened with a frown dark as night, and a displeased and angry voice. In a great wrath, he turned to Abner, who was close at hand, and cried, they have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but 1,000. What can he have more but the kingdom? Saul was peace, man. What is this? What did they say here? Did they say that Negro killed more people than me? So what now? Them haters gonna take the kingdom now and give it to him? Is that what it is? They're gonna take the kingdom and give it to him. Is that what that is? And then brother Saul gets so mad and pissed off. From that moment, brothers and sisters, he warred in silence, paying no heed to the salutation of the elders of the city and other who came to meet him. Saul was mad. They didn't give him glory. That's a narcissist, brothers. That's what a narcissist does. He's a narcissist. He hated David from that day, brothers. He hated David. It was all of the Lord. You know, it was all of the Most High. All praises to the Most High. It was all the Most High. The cloud gathered over his soul. And when he alighted at the palace, his last glance on entering rest upon the youth David with the looks of hatred and implacable jealousy. He looked around, he looked at David. And then he get back inside. David didn't even see him. They didn't even pay no mind to that. They say, man, it's all I want, man. Give me my herb, a bottle of wine, and my sheep. I'm just going to be over there and just chilling and stuff. I don't give a crap about all these things, and I'm tired, man. I'm hungry and stuff like that. So, Mika, can I see you in your room and stuff like that? That's what David was thinking. He looked at David. He hated David, brothers. Abbas saw that. Abbas saw it. God damn. Yeah. Horrible, brothers. Understand this. It's all of the Most High. Saul is a freaking narcissist, brothers. That's a narcissist to the core. Yeah, Saul is a freaking narcissist. The delusion, no, the worst of it. The arrow that entered into his soul and his happiness at the overthrow of the Philistine was destroyed by the sight of the honor Victor received to the homage and praises due to his courage. So Saul wasn't happy anymore. He won the battle. He knew that night David was going to be king. He knew that. That night the king slept not. He didn't sleep. He paced his chamber gloomingly and refused to speak. He did the same thing he used to do. He stayed all night, crossing his arm, walking up, walking down, talking. I'm still king, nigga, man. What's up with y'all, man? And then I'm still king. What's up with them? There's stuff like that. He's talking. Listen, brothers. They wrote down what Saul was saying. At sunrise, I visited him at the earnest request of Jonathan, who said, all the elders and the council of the city with the priests will soon be assembled to do him honor. And he urged me to prevail upon the king to receive them. The guard at his door did not hesitate to admit me in, but said, he prophesies, my lord prince, king. Saul was addressing himself when I entered, to empty space in a tone of mingled anguish and wrath. Behold, I see if there be any sorrow like my sorrow, which is done unto me. Behold, how the Lord hath afflicted me in the way of his fierce anger. So Jonathan sent, he's still hurt. Jonathan sends Abbasis to see what Saul is doing, because the whole congregation, the priests, the elders, the captains are here. They want to give Saul a full honor. And then he's in his room walking around talking. And then the guy that got in his room, he said, he's prophesying. Okay, you can't enter, prophesying. So when Abbasis enter, this is, brothers, if this is not the definition of narcissism, I don't know what that is. Saul goes, behold, look, I see if there be any sorrow like mine sorrow. Man, I struggle. I saw struggle. My struggle, there is nobody like struggle like me. Yeah, man, everybody hate me. I struggle so much. Just like that freaking Paula White. I struggle. I struggle for my children. Just like Adolf Hitler wrote that book, Mein Kampf, my sorrow, my struggle. Everybody struggle. They got the worst of it. So me. I got the worst of it. I got the look, man. They did me wrong here, man. Witches has done unto me. They done me wrong. Look, behold, how the Lord have afflicted me in the days of his fierce anger. Look at how God did me, man. They afflicted me. He prevailed against me. He's talking what God did something to him. All right. This is Saul. He prevailed against me. He hath spread the net for my feet. He hath poured his vial on my head. He hath bound me with the yoke of my transgression. He hath made my strength to fail. He hath brought mine honor to the ground. He hath shamed me in the sight of my people. He hath given my honor to another. All mine enemies have heard of mine trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. I am the man that have seen affliction. By the Lord of his wrath hath smitten me. He hath led me into darkness and not into life. He turned his hand against me all day. He hath hedged me about, I cannot move. He hath put a chain upon me and bound me. Also, when I cry, he shutteth off out my prayer. He is a bear and a lion lying to wait for me, brothers and sisters. Saul prophesies his own death right there. He's like, the Lord like a bear and a lion lying there to wait for me. Everything happened to me. Oh, man. All those things happened to me, man. Why can't everything work? I went through the worst of it. All those misery I went. So I deserve everything. It's all about me. Yeah, it's complaining. He hath set me as a mark for his arrow. The arrows of his quiver have pierced my soul. I am the derision to my people. They make their songs of me. My strength of my hope is perished. I lift my hands unto the Lord and say to my God, I have transgressed and rebelled, and thou forgivest not. Thou hast slain, thou hast not pitied, thou hast covered thyself with anger. Thou hast covered thyself with the cloud, that my prayer should not pass through. My warriors scorn me as my soldiers. I am their music. All men hunt my steps. I cannot go in the streets. They talk about me. The Lord have utterly rejected him, lest his name perish. Let his inheritance be turned to strangers, his house to aliens. So I was like, they hate on the nigga, man. They hate on me. They talk bad about me. Oh yeah, Saul is not the king. Let his inheritance go to a stranger and stuff. Let his name perish. Oh, God rejecting Saul. God is rejecting Saul. Saul was actually talking to someone. He saw that person, brothers and sisters. You know what? Because Saul was cuckoo in the head. All right. Saul was talking to someone. He saw that person because the guy say, as if he was talking to someone, say, they hate me, man. They hate a Negro. And that guy was like, yeah, they hate you, Saul. Yo, Saul, you went to a lot, dude. You are the only Negro that I know that went to all of this. So I know, man, I know, but they don't understand that. They don't understand that I'm the real Negro in this. Everybody hating on me, man. They hate a player, brother. Everything I do, even God hating on me. See how awesome I am? That freaking Samuel, man. I want to kill that bastard. He hating on me. Everybody hating on the player, man. What's up with that, man? That cloud was upon him. And Abbas came in. Brothers, let me see if I can cut this short. It's a lot, brothers. It's a lot. Let me see. Oh, good God. It's a lot. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let me see. We got another hour, brothers. Should we keep going? Keep on trucking, brothers? Keep on trucking? Should keep on trucking? Oh, 10 p.m. All right. Let us sanctify the fast, brothers and sisters. My phone going to ring. Let me put it right here once it does so I can cut it. All praises to the Most High YAHAWAH. We are calling a Bethel to come as a witness to certify and sanctify this fast. May the Holy One, Eternal One, Ahaya, YAHAWAH, Father, the God of Adam, Abraham, Isaac, look upon this fast. We're in day 22 down. Okay, we got 18 to go. May the Father look upon our fast and look upon it with respect and have respect unto it and deliver us with that great deliverance. Thank you and amen. 1, 2, 3. All praises to the Most High, brothers and sisters. All praises. The fast has been sanctified. All praises. Give the Most High all praises. My alarm did not come out. Oh, today's Sunday. All praises. Selah. The will be done. May the King reign forever. And Abbasis came in. Okay. Abbasis entered the room. Saul didn't see him because Saul was talking to himself. Saul said, Abbasis said, "O king, live forever," I cried, interrupting his prophesying, which was appeal between a prayer and a complaint to some invisible one. So he said he saw Saul talking like he was praying and complaint to invisible. Actually, he had a lot of people with him, demons. They were like saying, Saul, hey man, those people hate you. Watch yourself, man. Them haters out there, they want to kill you. I heard people saying things. What? Is that what you hear? I say, yeah. I heard people say Saul is crazy and they want to give David the throne. That's what I heard. That's what you heard too, right? Yeah, that's what we heard. He saw them. That's what the type of spirit Saul had. He saw them. He saw the people, but other people could not. That's what the Most High did to him. So Abbasis said, "O king, live forever." And then Saul turned around. He looked at Abbasis. He said, "Is thou Prince of Asher? What do you want to ask? What wouldst thou to ask thee to meet the elders and counsel for these and other cities to desire thy honor? Where is the shepherd of Jesse's son?" He asked fiercely. With Jonathan. Aye, he responds sneeringly. with the friends. No, I give no audience today. I am ill. Where's this player, hot player? So the king came, Abbasis came and say, "Long live the king." And then Sultan, "Who are you?" "Oh, hey, that you're that Assyrian guy. What do you want, man?" Say, "I am here on the behalf of the elders and the city. They want you to come so they can give you honor." "Honor? Is David gonna be here? The son of Jesse, the shepherd?" Say, "No, he's with Jonathan." Okay. No. I'm sick. I'm not gonna give any. No, I'm sick. Tell them I'm sick. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. I'm sick. And then Saul is talking to himself. And then the king look at him. The Abbasis look at him. And is like, wow. That's the most messed up thing, man. Abbasis said, man, that God don't play, brothers. That God don't play. Thou mean the chief player? He said, Saul said, go get the harpist, the guy that played the harpist. He said, I'm not gonna go. Go get the guy that played the harpist. And he said, you mean the chief player? I said, no, David, the harpist. He said, no, David. He won host play before me when they said I was mad. I will send him to your majesty, I answer. Do so, thou will befriend me, O Assyrian. If thou will bid, okay. So Saul said, the guy came and said, Saul, they need you there so they can honor you. Saul said, no. Tell them I'm sick. I can't come. I have that dark spirit upon me. I'm sick. And he said, hey, come here. Tell them to send the chief musician. Say, which chief musician? He said, David. Say, yeah, David. He said, David with Jonathan. He said, tell, come here. What's up with you, man? You are Syrian, right? Look. Don't let Jonathan know anything. Bring David here by himself, okay? I'm sick. Tell him bring his harp and tell him to stop playing. And tell him don't bring any weapon with him though. So bring him in and make sure don't tell Jonathan, all right? Hey man, I trust you, man. You're my dog. Go get David, brought him along. And make sure you say a safe distance from me, just in case I miss. What? I mean, just in case I have that dark spirit come upon me. Just bring him to me, all right? I'll be here, okay? Just bring David along. And the prince said, okay, all right. Abbasis was like, why would he ask me to do this? What's going on with this guy? He never asked me to bring David along. He's the king. I have nothing to say. He said, all right, I brought David for you. But I didn't suspect it nothing. I may still do to him injustice of what subsequent occur or Belus may not have been premeditated, okay? I went in with David, okay? I went in with David and also did Jonathan. Jonathan could not leave David by himself. So David came in, Jonathan came in. And then they saw Saul leaning on his left side like he's sick, brothers. He's leaning on his left side with his hand behind. He's like he's sick. And then David and Jonathan and Abbasis are coming. David is strikingly playing. He's coming, soothing Saul and stuff. And then David started. Oh, sing unto the Lord new song. Sing unto the Lord all the whole earth. Declare his glory among the heathens. His wonders are among all people. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty. David is singing. He's approaching singing. And then Saul like, I'm sick. Come on, lover. Come on, mother lover. One few step. One few, come on, you're almost there. Say, come on, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the left. Come on, David is singing. Oh, is the Lord. Come on, you're getting closer. Move a little bit to the right, to the right. All right, yeah, to the right. There you go. And then at this moment, Saul spring and pull a javelin going. And then David stepped. Boom, and then the javelin pass. Hit the wall. Boom. And planted deep on the wall. And David turned and then he smiled. And Jonathan running to David and hugged David, said, David, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, David. I'm so sorry. He's sick. He's sick. David looked at Jonathan. He smiled. I said, this is nothing, man. It's all good. My king is sick. And then the king looked. He stand up. And then he looked at David. And then they all look at him. Saul stand up over there. And Abbasis look at him, brothers. And then he's looking at David. He's talking. I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. And then David is looking at him. David is smiling. David mock him. David mock him, brothers. David mock him. David look at it and say, all right. He said, okay, you know what? I'll be outside playing. Okay? All right? David said it's nothing. David smiled, and then David, saw stuff. Listen, brothers, listen. From this time, Saul took no pains to conceal his jealousy and hatred of David. He saw that the Spirit of the Lord, as said Abner to me, was upon him, and probably foresaw in him the future plans of the people. The king singularly was saying from the moment he discharged the javelin and went forth and received the deputation of his natural manner. The people, however, could not talk only of David and of the 1,000 who came out of the city of Judea, congratulated and stuff like that. When Saul threw that javelin, brother, you ain't crazy. It wasn't crazy. That's how a narcissist does. A narcissist act like they are sick. They are sick. The moment David is coming, he get to the range, and then he lift up and threw the javelin. But the Lord used the ley line and slow everything down. And David saw that javelin coming very slow. And David smiled at him. And David just stepped aside. And then the javelin passed him slowly. And then the ley line caught the javelin into the wall. He was very conscious, brothers. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to kill David. He didn't do this because the evil spirit was upon him. The evil spirit is afraid of David. When the evil spirit saw David, the evil spirit ran. He knew what he was doing. And Abbasis saw that. Abbasis said, this guy want to murder David. Abbasis blamed himself. He said, man, I should have never brought David here. I should have never done this. Let's move faster, brothers. Let's move faster. All right. And then Saul saw David standing there. And then Saul dismissed him from his eyes. Saul, he was so jealous. And then Saul, he dismissed David from all this. I say, you're no longer captain of 10,000 anymore. You're only captain of 1,000. That 10 talent of gold and stuff that I gave you, return it. And you will not marry my daughter, Mika. You'll marry, what's the other daughter name again? Well, he had another bigger daughter, giant freaking daughter. Her name, I forgot her name. Her name is, I'll get it. He said, you'll not marry my daughter. He said, well, you know what? If you want, look, let's read this. Let's read this. Okay? Saul saw of his wise and modest behavior and that he did not commit himself to any imprudence or folly, the deeper his hostility become and his dread of him increase. So Saul saw that David really not care about what he was saying. And Saul become angry with David. He kind of like halfway fired David. He took every great grade to David. He said, you didn't kill 10,000. You're not the captain of 10,000. You captain of only 1,000. And that gold that I gave you, bring it back. And you're not gonna marry my daughter anymore. The beautiful one, no. The other one you will marry. Well, I don't want to say how the other one look like, but you're gonna have to marry her. All right. And then David said, "All right, man, I'm fine with that, man. This I have done in order to wait for the company of a Jews." No. Okay, now, so now this story kind of like cut. So Abbasis, because of the war that the excuse me, because of the war that the Israelites beat the Philistine. Now the path for him to go to Egypt to go get that wife of the guy of his cousin Belus is clear. So now he's about to go over there to see to go in the road in Egypt. And then he had his 800 bodyguards with him. They were all going to go. They got like horses and stuff. Brothers, they got over 200 horses. They got a bunch of gold and stuff they were going to bring to get the princess. You know, back then, man, when you go ask a woman her hand, that was something, man. That was, you had to get stuff to ask a woman in marriage. Okay, they have to bring horses, 200 horses, man. That's like the horses they have over there. They were expensive. They were pure. They were some type of special horses. They were like Lamborghinis nowadays. They bought 200 Lamborghinis to give, and horses and stuff like that to give to ask the hand of this princess of Egypt. So while they were going to Egypt, so there were 70 Hebrews that wanted to go with them, so for protection. So and then they were going to the place, and then they accompanied them. So before he was gonna go, everybody packed to go, and then he went over there to say goodbye to them because he was gonna go to Egypt to go get the princess and then go to Assyria. So he went and talked to Jonathan. And then Jonathan said, he's writing to the king. All right. We'll be done in 30 more minutes, brothers. This is very important. This is probably the most important chapter in the book. This is very spiritual and very important, brothers. Your Majesty. Wait, hang on. No, no. I have to catch lunches and stuff here. Okay. And then before he went, go ahead to say goodbye to Jonathan. Saying Jonathan say, I want to show you something before before. All right, brothers, I heard all that thing. Dowry, yeah, I'm very familiar with that. Law, the money, goods, or estate that a woman brings to her husband in marriage. Okay, so you know, back then things were serious, man. You need like millions of dollars to marry these women. The moment you marry this woman is set for life. But now you can't do this. You know, it's like everything is a trap now. Okay, we're not gonna go into this, brothers. Let's go to this important stuff. So Jonathan, Abbasis was about to go to Egypt, so he went to see the people. So when he went and see them, and he said, "I would like to see something." Abbasis said, "I would like to see some stuff that I wanted to see." Say, "What do you want to see?" Say, "That place over there. That place. It looked like a burial place." Say, "Oh, let me show you." And Jonathan, David, and Abbasis, they are going to that burial place. Let's see who's buried there. When they get there stood several old men in the entrance of this place. There stood several old men, youth and maidens about the portal, who with silent reverence gaze upon the gate, for no one can enter without permission of the king or high priest. So those people were standing there in front of this cave. They could not get in unless the king or the priests, the Levites, tell them to get there. They couldn't get there. We alight and leaving our horses in charge of the prince's armor bearer. We approached the entrance, and all men, noble in aspect, opened the gate of the prince. We took torches and a guide who was a Levite, whose office is it was to show the sepulchres as well as to keep trimming a lamp which burned night and day over each of them. So then they went to that cave. They met a Levite fellow, and then each of them grab a torch, and then they are entering the cave. They're gonna see who's buried in there. The surface. Well, they stop entering. The passage for the distance over a few cubits was artificial, enclosed with walls of stones, but soon draining the entrance of a cave, which was irregular and gently inclined. The surface of the rock was blackened with the smoke of the torches of pilgrims for nearly 1,000 years. So this cave, this sepulcher, this burial place was there for over 1,000 years. For Abraham has been buried there but a little less than 900 years. Isaac about 100 years later, and Jacob about 30 years. The bones of the boneness of 190 years. Oh, no. Jacob 30 years. Then the bones of Joseph, having been detained in Egypt and in the wilderness 190 years, were only placed were about 490 years ago. So this cave, brothers, that's the cave, okay, that they buried our ancestors. Abraham was there. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then Joseph was buried in Egypt. But after 190 years, they sent his bone back to the cave, and he's been buried there for 490 years. Thus, this cave is what we in Assyria will call house of the gods of the land. But in the Hebrew doesn't only have one God, and he cannot die. Okay? We removed our shoes from our feet as we trod in holy ground, and we drew near him. This is very important, brothers. Anytime you get to a holy ground, brothers, take your shoes off. Anytime you go to a holy place, our people, it's a holy place, take your shoes off. You see what they say here, brothers? When they get to the cave, there were people there. If the king did not give you permission, if the Levites did not give you permission, the high priest, you cannot get in. That is why I'm definitely terrifying of going to those caves. I can decide in myself and go there, but the Most High haven't sent me yet. He said, I will send you. Don't worry. I sent the nation. Don't worry. He confirmed it. Wait on me. The right time. Once it's done, he will send you to the cave. We will need a couple witnesses. Once we come back with the proof, we show it to the nation, and then you can go ahead and then do whatever, well, not do whatever the hell you want to do. You want to go there, you can meditate there, you can pray there, but you're not allowed to touch things and, swagger jack things, brought them back here with you, but you can go there. Those caves are real, man. I'm not saying I know the cave where Abraham is buried. I'm not saying this. I don't know this. But we have the information of the cave that have the Temple of Atlantis in there. I don't know if I can open that portal and get in there. I don't know. Hopefully I can. Hopefully the Most High did this for me, but I don't know. But I know there is a possibility we can get into this cave, take pictures, videos of scriptures and stuff, hieroglyphics that are written on the wall and things like that. And those people, the Gentiles, the heathens, don't know those caves, and they cannot get into them. Until, brothers, we can prove those stuff, if I can't prove this, I will repent. I will ask for forgiveness if the nation can forgive me. What I'm telling you here, it's things that's been passing on to me by myth, word of mouth. And the high priest, he invited me, say, anytime you're ready, anytime they sent you, come, we'll show you. If the Most High granted us, brothers, we will go to those caves. We will see caves they never been to. They don't know where those caves are, and they cannot get into them. Old man Christopher Columbus in 1492, when he get to the Holy Land, the first thing he said, where's the temple? Where's the mount of Christ? Where's the temple of Solomon? And they told him, what are you talking? You can't get in there. You know that. We've been telling you people you can't get in there. If the Most High allow me, brothers, I hope it does. That would be a magnificent day, man. Find the temple of Atlantis, man. The temple that Adam there, Eve was there, old man Enoch, Solomon, YAHAWAH shall come there and pray. Our people got stories, brothers. I can't even tell you because it sounds so off. What? They did this? Yeah. Our people have stuff in there. The sword of Methuselah. Oh, I could put my hand on that sword. The staff of Moses. The ark of the covenant. Put my hand on that. Woo! But, brothers, as long as I can't prove that, brothers, it's just hogwash. It's just air talking. I'm just like one of those conspiracy theorist guys. Once we can prove that, brothers, we can move on. Let's read. So, they took their feet off, okay? And then they get in there. And then Abbasi say, who lies there? Say, this is the tomb of Isaac. So they're showing him the tomb of Isaac. Say, this is the tomb of Isaac. He said solemnly, he died at the advanced age of 180 years. You perceive his name graven upon the top in ancient Chaldean characters. The tomb next to it, north, is that of the virtuous Rebecca, his wife. There they have reposed nearly 750 years. Their bodies are within stone coffin and closed in these outer tombs. So now they passed the cave of Abraham and his wife, and now they reach Isaac and Rebecca, which I have a great deal of respect for. Isaac and Rebecca, I look up to them. I'm like, yeah, they are the one that did things straight. And after that, Jacob and his wives, Abraham and his wives. Isaac was the only person that have one wife and he keep things straight. He only have one wife, two sons. Is that what that is? Is that correct? He has Esau and Jacob. And after that, Esau went and got a bunch of kids. Jacob got a bunch of kids. Esau got a bunch of kids. Everything went backward. Everything was like, what? Sister Antoinette, please send me the email. The video of that guy, because there are things they cannot. If you put them on YouTube, you'll die. If you go in there, you film some stuff, you didn't have permission to post it on YouTube, you'll just go to sleep, you won't wake up. So, but the bodies at the tomb. So we drew reverently near and stopped before the first one, which was of dark stone, 5 feet high and 12 feet in length. This is important. This is important, brothers. We drew reverently near and stopped before the first one, and which was dark stone with 5 feet high and 12 feet in length, like the sepulchre of a giant. By the side of it was a tomb of equal size. This, said the prince, who courteously volunteered all the information I acquired, is the mausoleum of the mighty patriarch Abraham, the monarch of our race. Sarah, his wife, lies in the tomb next to him. And here, for nearly 900 years, they have slept undisturbed. And here, traditions say he will sleep until a descendant from his loins shall be king of the whole earth, and come hither and bid him rise and walk forth, when he will hear his voice and rise from his sleep of death and receive from his son the scepter and crown of all the kingdoms of the earth, and reign therefore. Dost thou, O prince, I ask, have confidence in this prediction? I know not, Abbasi, the answer. I have already told you, we are a nation of mysteries, and that we are but instruments in working out of divine problem of God's glory and benefit of mankind. It's a freaking big tomb, man. 5 feet large, 12 feet tall. We told you, back then our people were big. Nimrod was a giant. Terah, those guys, to us brothers, they were considering giants. But when Abraham looked at Nimrod, Nimrod was a giant, Abraham wasn't. But 12 feet tall. Nimrod was like 36. He was 2 times taller than Abraham. I'm not saying this, but I read books that our women, by the time they were 6 years old, 8 years old, by the time they reach the period, the womanhood, they're like 6, 7 feet tall. Nimrod was freaking huge, man. After each 1,000 years, brother, the Most High dropped the weights of people, dropped the heights. Well, the weights still remain the same, but the heights, he dropped them. He dropped the heights. Yeah. I believe Rebecca was like 9 or 10 years old. She was like a 6, 7 feet tall woman. Back then, you didn't eat all those crap that we're eating now. Messed up everything that you have. You know? Back then, all people eat fruit, non-processed food. They develop fast. The shortest man in the tribe was Zebulun. Zebulun was like probably 6'6". He was the Zebulun was like 6'6", 6'5". He was the shortest Negro. He was the shortest Negro in the midst of the 12 tribes, if I'm not mistaken, in the book of Joshua. Every 1,000 years, the Most High drop your height. Now, the tallest, brothers, if you're 6 feet, as am I 6'1", it's like you are the 5'10" is a very tall height now. And then you are calling Shaquille O'Neal, to me, is a freaking giant. The man is 7 feet tall. Shaquille O'Neal back then would be a regular woman walking around. All right. Our women were like 6, 7 feet tall. Yeah. That's how huge those people were. Abraham was like 12 feet tall. Those people were big. But after 1,000 years, they keep cutting things down. Brothers, again, I'm not saying 100% that's what happened. I'm just telling you what I'm reading here, what I read the other books. Our people were pretty big back then. Yeah. We used to eat well, brothers. Okay? We used to eat well, very well. So it says, by tradition, brothers, he said by tradition, Abraham is lying there until one of his sons come back as a king and rule the whole earth. And the son gonna walk up to that cave and say, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, everybody, wake up, walk with me. And everybody gonna wake up out of the tomb and walk with them. All right? And Abbas is like, do you really believe that will happen? And Jonathan said, like I told you, man, our people, he said, I have already told you, we were a nation of mysteries. And that we are but instruments working out some divine problem for God's glory and benefit of mankind. He said, like I told you, man, we are people of mystery. The God is using us for something greater, for a great glory. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't know what will happen. Just like I told you. He said, I don't know. Okay? Now, they saw the tomb of Leah. They saw the tomb of the Jacob, Rachel. Okay, the tomb of Rachel was better than the tomb of Leah because, you know, Jacob loved Rachel the most. Even though he says it, and here is bearing Leah. He asked of his friend, pointing of the other vast tomb. No, he answered, he is bearing Rachel, his best beloved wife. Leah is also buried in the cave where you see this lower tomb of the right of the patriarch and father removed from it, and then Rachel's. It is sunken and out of repair, for though more of the tribes descended from Leah, yet Rachel's memory is more cherished and honored by the nation, perhaps because she was more honored by the patriarch. So Leah cave was neglect, okay? And then Rachel cave was, praise. And then and David asked, where? Asked David, looking around, seeking to penetrate the gloom of the vast subterranean chamber, was the brave and noble Joseph buried. So David want to know where Joseph is buried. And the Levites say, this way. And then he's turning. And they go to the tomb of Joseph. Okay. They saw Joseph, the virtuous, and then the tomb, an Egyptian. Joseph, the virtuous, the wise, the great friend of God, and guardian of Egypt. Our people made Egypt great, man. Our people made Egypt great. In the tomb of Joseph, it says here, brothers, Joseph the virtuous, the wise, the great friend of God, and the guardian of Egypt. That's what it says. All right. This is very important. This is the tomb of Melchizedek. All right. And Salem and Solima, 24 miles north of this, of the time, reigned Melchizedek, a king whose name is spoken with veneration by all the Hebrews as a friend and ally of Abraham. So Melchizedek is a friend and ally of Abraham, great grandson of Abraham. Remember, Melchizedek was Abraham's friend, also the priest, a high priest. But the Hebrews recognize one God who governs, controls, and performs all things, who thunders in the skies, who sends forth lightning, who rides in the storm that lashes the sea, who fights their battle, who reapens their harvests, who causes the sun and moon and stars to rise and set, who created not only the mountains, but the peoples and the brooks, who made even the lily of the valley, and equally eagles and the fly. This one idea of supreme God, who condoles from the highest of the lowest, pervades all their religion and it is foundation. So, Abbasis was talking to Jonathan. He was talking to the king in Assyria, right? He said the Hebrew God, he created everything from the higher to the lowest, from the lowest to the highest, from the lowest, the middle to the highest, everything and all around. He's but one God. He's so powerful. This is why it shocked the king. So Joseph asked him, what do you guys believe on? What do you guys got one God too? What is it that you believe? And this is very important. This is very important. He tell him, we believe there is a supreme cause. He didn't say God. He said, we believe there is a supreme cause of all, that he was not created for there were a time when there was no God, there would never have been a God. And if there never had been a God, there would never be now no God. Therefore, if there is a God, he always existed. We believe he created the heavens and the earth, and that his dwelling place is in the sun, which we honor as the temple and throne and visible presence of the supreme. Hence, our emblem of God is fire. We believe that he created men because we are intelligent and reasoning beings, as he must be himself. But we deny that he stooped to create the soulless brutes and meaner things that he formed. And he formed the mountains, but left the trees and plants thereof to a lesser divinities. That he created the ocean, but not fountains. Hence, we have a deity to every fountains and to teach lesser things. What this man told you here is what's going on right now in the Christian church. What this man just told you right now, brothers and sisters, is the belief of this entire Gentiles world. He said over there in Assyria, we believe there is a God, though. He created the heaven and the earth. He lives in the sun. But he created us human, but he didn't create, he created us good human, but he didn't create those beasts, those savage beasts. He didn't create evil. He didn't create Satan. He didn't create the trees and stuff. He created those big mountains, but the little small hills and small things, he didn't create them because he only do great stuff. This is what Christians believe. Christians believe Father created good only. Satan created himself. Father cannot do wrong. He only do good, the good God. And over there we tell you he's a horrible and terrible God. They believe that God created good things. For instance, grass, anything lower, that God didn't create it. He had a lower divinity that created it. That's what he told them. And now that he got our understanding, brothers and sisters, he starts seeing. Remember, in his previous letter, brothers, he told the king, he said the king, the Hebrew God is so powerful. He can rule the earth if he wants to. But he said, don't worry, my king. I will never leave the God of Assyria for this God. Oh, he quickly changed his mind right there. This is what he said. I have promised to do so, your majesty, and if I am convinced that there is but one God, one alone, I will not hesitate to change my faith. If there is but one God, I cannot but perceive that he is the mighty deity who guides the destinies of the Hebrew people, as they assert, for two such mighty powers could not exist in the universe. I can conceive of none superior, and if they were equal in power, they would destroy each other, but that is become one. That's it. He said, listen, in the previous letter, brothers, he said, the king, don't worry, that God, they're not as powerful as our God. I will never convert to a Hebrew. But he said, my father, brother, cousin, king, if their God is the only one God that powerful, the God of the Hebrew, I will not hesitate. I will not hesitate not to. I will, in a moment, in a split of a second, I will worship this God because he's the true God. He said something I've been telling my people. If there was two God out there, they would have done battle. One of them would have killed him, killed the other. Therefore, we have one God. He said there is nothing, there's one God. And it's the God of the Hebrew. A lot of people out there, or there's the alien out there creating people, creating human, creating. I understand. You see things online, you say things. The Watchers can create human beings. They can create. What? Are you telling me there's another God out there like Father? Are you telling me those people are able to take things and breathe the breath of life and created clone walking around like Father created me, like he created Adam and Eve? You telling me there's a group of people that can create it live? They created a clone that is so smart. He took down Trump and now he's becoming president. Is that what that is? Are you telling me there's another God out there? Are you telling me there's another Messiah out there? Alien. There are aliens out there, smart, man. They're about to take the wall and stuff. Where's our kingdom, man? Where's our kingdom? He didn't say after 400 years a bunch of little aliens gonna pop up out of the sky and stuff. Those people know what's going on. They know how things going to happen. We are the one that our memories were obliterated. Those people know exactly what's going on. They build a conspiracy around what's gonna happen. So when it happens, people will say, "Nah, that's alien. This black dude with that dread coming over there all angry, it's an alien. We're not gonna worship him and stuff." I see it taking people out. I don't want to go. There's no such thing as another Most High, man. That's the Most High and the Most High only, man. To hell with everybody else that believes something else. That's what I believe. That's what I know. That's why my grandmother beat into me, said nobody can create it life except the Most High. It's those people who are just so smart, they'll create, or they can create it clone. And so you think they would have cared about you? They would have killed you a long time ago and replaced you with a bunch of clones and have clone doing their job. They would have left going to Mars. They would have left going to another planet. That's because they can't. They can't go anywhere. They're stuck here. Only one, and it's our Most High. And this man said it here. He said, if he said the proof, well, he saw the proof that David killed the stuff. He witnessed the God, our father's power. He said, there is only one God and God of the Hebrew. That's the God I'm going to worship. Excuse me. All right. Okay, the rest is, brothers. I won't strongly advise you to read the rest because it's more oh, they give a history of Melchizedek here. This is a myth about Melchizedek. They say of this king Melchizedek, okay, there is a tradition that he descended from the clouds when an infant born earthward by 7 white doves, sustained by their unite wings, that they laid him upon an altar of white marble, at which a priest of Baal was offering incense, that the priest preserved and nourished him, but he was fed by the doves with olives and grapes, and so grew to manhood, when he taught the pagan priests the knowledge of the true God, and convert the whole people to pure worship of heaven. So this myth say Melchizedek was born by 7 doves that put him in the altar where the pagan, the priesthood of the priest of Baal was making a sacrifice, and then 7 doves came in. They put a little baby there, so they watched the baby. The baby got nourished by a dove. They give the baby grape and olives. The baby go up, and then he taught all the pagan about the Most High. So Melchizedek rules, and then Abraham came in and rules. It's two things going on here. Take this with a bucket of salt, with the freaking Atlantic, freaking Pacific Ocean of salt, brother. It's in there. Okay. So and then he said he's going to and he said I shall early in the morning, after seeing my caravan well in motion, ride into Hebron to take my leaves to the king of the noble Hebron town. I am greatly attached of the valorous of wonderful David, who I love scarcely less of the valiant Abner, Saul, general in chief, of the ambitious and fierce young Joab, who seems fit only for a man of war, and lastly, not less of the princess Michal and Adora, the beautiful and captive daughter of Idris of Jericho. So he said, man, I'm very sad. I'm going to leave the Hebrew people, and then I'm going to go into Egypt. But hopefully I can come back there, seeing David, Joab, the mother lover, Abner, the brave, Jonathan, and all that. And then, brothers, he ended the later. Okay? So tomorrow, brothers and sisters, 1, 2, 3, all praises to the Most High. This guy, he's slowly but surely, he's becoming a Hebrew like us. He reject that one multiple deity. He only accept, brothers, there's only one God, brothers. All praises to the Most High. I don't care out there, watchers and Nephilim. Yo, you're nothing. You guys are nothing. I can kick your ass. Why? Because my Father is in me. A lot of people out there are definitely afraid from Nephilim and watchers. Those scumbags have no power over us. They have no power at all. They can do hish. Most High have all the powers. And Most High sent them upon the Gentiles. He turned them on them. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here with me. It was a pleasure. Hopefully, brothers, you learned something out of this book. Like I said, brothers, all the book have stumbling blocks in them. We don't know exactly what's going on, but we have to study and show ourselves approved, brothers. Please, fast and pray with us. Study with us, brothers. All right? Study with us, brothers. Give the Most High all praises and all credit. That's the only thing I can tell you. Brothers, I cannot promise you I can bring you to heaven. I cannot promise you. Give me a second. Man, today's Sunday. Nobody sent any email while I was. Yeah, second Timothy 2:15, brothers. Study to show thyself approved, brothers. Okay, we are studying. We're not saying all of those things happen for sure. We're just studying. We laugh together, brothers. We come together. The family come together to seek the Most High. He's watching. He liked that. He liked that. He saw us in the sum of the story. We stumble. Some of the story. Some of the story, we got it right. He alone know, brothers. And at the end, he will call all of us. And then he will ask us, why did you say this? Why did you say that? I say this because I found this on this book. And he's going to find the author of this book. He said, I did not put this in there. Why did you? Okay? Father is pleased. He's very pleased with us, brothers. Okay? Let us keep the fasting going, brothers. We already certified the fast. Family is here. We're here, brothers and sisters. We are happy. Jews and Gentiles alike. We are learning. Okay, sometimes things get out of hand. We make so much joke. Sometimes somebody fight another person and they say, we need to do this, okay? It is good, brothers. Tomorrow, I already read 5 pieces, brothers, of chapter letter 9. We're halfway through the book, brothers. Okay, we're halfway through the book. By the time we finish with the fast, we should be done with the throne of David. Okay, tomorrow, brothers, if the Most High allow it, brothers and sisters, we'll come in this. Okay, we will go, brothers. Okay, Thank you for watching, brothers and sisters. I love all of you. Thank you for being here. I am very humble. I'm very humble to have you folks here, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being here. I am asking the Most High to set the spirits of meekness and the spirits of humbleness upon me so I can bring you more words, more stories, and stuff like that. Thank you for being here, brothers. I love all of you. May the Most High reign forever. May the Most High send all the angels to protect you. By the power of the Most High vested in me, and he can take it anytime he feel like. I'm leaving all of you in peace, brothers and sisters. Be at peace. I'll see you tomorrow for the prayer. Okay? Fast, pray, repeat, repeat. Day 22, forward. Day 23 tomorrow, forward, brothers and sisters. Shalom. All right, then. I'm gonna leave you guys with the music, and then I'm gonna go ahead and check on the kids. I'm gonna leave you for like 2 minutes with that jam. For some reason, you guys love this jam. Oh no.